Alright guys, we got sad news for today. The account, the challenge account that I was doing for YouTube, man, we are officially fucking funded. I told you all, man, that we was going to get funded by the end of this month. $53,034 funded on Apex. Alright, this is the same account that I've been trading for weeks. I told you guys when we started the challenge that I was going to aim to get funded before May 31st, and today is May 29. So we did it. Alright, and then potentially we can start getting those payouts in June. Alright, so I'm going to be breaking down the trades that I took today for all of you, and yeah, hopefully this is helpful for you guys. You could have taken all these trades with me and start a challenge at the same time that I started, and take all these trades if you was in the Discord. Make sure that you go to the Launchpad link in the description if you want to take every single trade with me, because I'm still going to be trading this account and potentially start getting payouts in June. Alright, so with that being said, let's get started with the breakdown. So the first trade that we took today was ES. We took a supply, so you guys can see ES. We got the direction right. The timing was wrong. As you guys can see, ES is dropping right now, so it is fucking going to hell. But either way, the reason why I took this trade is because if you guys can see on the 5-minute chart, this is the trade that I took. I'm going to highlight it now for all of you, which was the supply right here. All right. So we had a break of structure right here, supply, 13 EMA, rejection at the 13 EMA, boom. Then we got that break of the candle right there. That was the break of the candle right there, and that was my entry right there. All right, we are sitting below the 200, we are sitting below the 50, we're sitting below the 13, and the 13 has been rejected many times, and we have been respecting the 13 EMA all the way down. So 13 EMA rejection, 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 rejection. What was I thinking? Okay, probably rejects right here, gives me the break of the candle, and then pushes with momentum to the downside. Why? Because we have, if we go to the higher time frames, we have a 4-hour demand over here that we might want to go and tap. All right, imagine just coming all the way down here to stay above the 4-hour demand and not even tap it. Like, how ridiculous does that sound? Most likely if we come down here, we got like an 80% chance or 90% chance, and I'm going to say those numbers, not 100, because sometimes it might do this type of bullshit where it just comes all the way back down here and doesn't tap the demand and just goes back up. But most of the time, all right, 80% and 90% for those statistics, people that will be in the comments, these are not numbers that I back tested or anything. I'm just saying on top of my head to let you know that most of the times they will hit the demand. All right, same thing, we also have a 1-hour demand right here. On the 1 hour, boom, 1-hour demand. So the reasoning behind this trade is, okay, we're looking bearish in the 5-minute, we are respecting the 13 all the way to the downside, and we are also below the 200 EMA, as you guys can see right here, right? And all the EMAs are lining up, everything is looking good. All right, so I took my sell right there at the break of the candle. This was the break of the candle, boom, right there, and then my stop loss goes right here, and then we're aiming for a quick 1-to-1 to pass the challenge. All right, that was all that I needed. Okay, and then fast forward, what happened? Boom, we got stopped out right there. Doesn't matter, it was a loss. At the same time that we got stopped out, I saw gold was having a demand. So this is how gold was looking at the time that I got stopped out. So if we go to ES, next candle, all right, was the one that stopped me out right there. All right, if we go to gold, this is how gold is looking. All right, coming back to a demand, 13 EMA at the bottom, high probability demand, boom. What happened? We came with this huge volume. All right, something is messed up on gold, because GC had a small candle before. Let me take it off first. Yeah, this candle was missing. All right, so we came all the way back down here with this amount of volume. Look at the size of this red candle. That is a nice selling pressure. All right, that is a big red candle. Is even engulfing the previous bullish candle that we had on gold. All right, that created that demand. But then on the next candle, the volume disappeared. All right, we didn't follow up to the downside, so it meant that, yeah, sellers stepped in at this point, pushed the price all the way back down here. But as soon as they got to this area, which in fact is inside the demand, all right, the sellers started slowing down, and then buyers started holding the level a little bit. That's why you see that this candle ended up closing like a doji, all right, like a doji. Buyers were pushing the market up, then sellers were the sellers that were still, the few of them that were still in the market, were pushing the price a little bit down, a little bit further, and then buyers pushed it up every time that we got over all the way down here. And we also have the 13 EMA right there rejecting, all right. So as soon as I saw that, okay, volume came into my demand, we selling pressure, but then we stopped, and this is going to be a small position, all right, a small stop loss, and potentially we can have like a 1 to 2 RR, all right, to get another movement like this one that we had over here with that bullish momentum, all right. So what I did was I got in exactly at that break of the candle. My 1-to-1 got hit, so I got out with some positions at 1-to-1, and I stayed on the trade with some runners, still with my stop loss down here, all right, still with my stop loss down here. And I'm gonna tell you why I held, all right. And then the next candle came all the way back down here. Look how this candle closed all the way back down here, but it never hit my stop loss. Next candle opened up, it went a little bit to the downside, never hit my stop loss. Boom, started going to the upside, and then the rest was history. I literally got like a 1 to 2.5, closed the trade, and this is what covered my loss from SPX and got me funded. Remember on the last episode I said I only had $600 left to get funded. I risked the 1% on SPX and tried to hold for a little bit longer for that 4-hour and 1-hour demand to hit my $600. It didn't happen. So here I covered my loss and I made profits to get me funded, all right, literally right here. And I'm gonna tell you why I ended up holding as well. If you guys can look at the 1 minute, all right, 1 minute, I love this chart, man. Like these reversal patterns, I fucking love them, man. Double bottom, all right, we came to the demand. This is when we got into the trade, all right, that this is when my 1-to-1 got hit, that I cut off some positions, and then it came all the way back down here, never hit my stop loss, had a bullish rejection right here, bullish engulfing candle, and started coming back up. As soon as I saw that we were sitting like right here, and this was looking clean as a double bottom. Remember what I say all the time, whenever we have a double bottom, all right, formation, most of the time they will go to the starting point, all right, of the first leg. And same thing when we have a double top. When we have a double top, most of the time they will go to the starting point of the first leg of the double top, all right. So where is the starting point of the first leg of the 1 minute chart? All right, here, the double bottom right here. This is the starting point. So most of the time they will go over here. So what did I do? I placed my TPE at a 2.5 risk reward ratio, and then the rest was history. 1 minute literally started spiking up, and it hit my TP right there. Ended up closing. Literally took like another 15 minutes after my 1-to-1 got hit, and then this is what covered my loss and got me funded. All right, so yeah, that is as simple as I can put it on this video. All right, if you still have any questions, make sure to put it in the description, or if you want something more private, make sure to join the Discord. I be answering questions and everything daily in there. And I also dropped a video about liquidity graphs yesterday that can help you guys out with liquidity graph. All right, so with that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Take care, peace. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.